talking about the difference between, as we all know, healing from grief and healing from um, broken bones and um, cuts, bruises. Not to go and repeat everything from yesterday, but I think you know where what I'm saying, what I'm talking about. Um, I'm looking at my phone because I jotted down a few things, but obviously, without the proper care and time for yourself, um, it's not going to be you're not going to heal effectively. And I think that's a given that we all know that. I did, I once I posted this and I went back and started reading a little bit here and there. I kind of feel like, again, I always contradict. I not always, but I sometimes contradict um, I see out there. We're all different. None of us grieve the same. So, and having said that, you can look at your scar from, a cut that you had when you were a 10-year-old kid, and that's always going to come right back to exactly where you were, what happened. You're going to look at that scar and always remember. I have a couple, and I know exactly, where I fell off my bike, who I was with, um, what bump I went over on the street I grew up on, kind of thing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, did it heal? It healed, but there's a scar there. So when you have a trigger, if this makes sense, I'm just thinking you have a trigger, maybe a song or a flower, an anniversary, anything like that. You see someone that you think looks like the loved one that you lost. That's a trigger, but it's also like the healing. It's that scar, and it's going to reopen. Um, Add to this, how you feel, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense. So I think I'm almost contradicting what I uh, said yesterday in some way, shape, or form. But again, everyone does it different. Everyone. And I'm back out in the she shed again today because I find this quiet, comforting, and I guess it's my little space when no one when no one else is in it, and that's usually during the week. Anyway, um, again, I jotted a few things down. So the best thing you can do is give yourself the freedom and the time to grieve. You don't have to like it because as we said, or I said yesterday, it sucks, truly. But you have to give yourself the freedom to feel it, whether you're alone, whether you're sharing it with someone, and of course we're all here for that, always. Um, I sure as hell don't like falling into a heap and melting um, into a hot mess. I don't really do that as often as I used to, and for whatever reason, again, that gaping hole I talked about, that gaping hole is still there. It's just that it kind of the ease of it's not that it gets better, it gets different. And somehow being different does, I guess, make it a little bit better. I think I'm contradicting myself again, but I think you all get I know that so many of you get where what I'm talking about. But I've learned how to accept it, I think, for the most part. And um, me doing what I'm doing here has helped me accept certain things. I hear other stories and I hear some of you, and the there's several people out there who are unable to um, move as forward as so many of others of us because they have no closure. And that's for reasons that have nothing to do with what we've been through. They have their own story. Um, and, you know, you need to give yourself the freedom and space and time in order to take a step forward. As I said many, many times, you don't have to take the whole flight, one step. And then you may take a step backward. I've done it. I still do it. You take a step backward here and there, but that's okay. It's a cha-cha. Step forward, step back, step forward. It's a cha-cha. Just trying to make light of some of this because it is heavy. So give yourself time to heal like you do with cuts and bruises and broken bones. And again, that scar that you wear is really no different than a trigger, as far as I can tell. So no one can tell you how to grieve, and no one, I'm reading what no one can tell you how to grieve, and no one can tell you how long it's going to last. You need to define your own grieving and your own healing in your own way. It lessens as you accept it, but then, as I said, something, may cause you to fall into a heap, but those heaps, those piles become smaller. And every now and then you're hit with something else that causes it to, there you are again in a heap. But for the most part, I think we come out of it. Strike that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I guess what I'm trying to say, have faith in the process, and it will happen. Just have faith in the process, and it will happen. Sorry if that went back and forth. I had written, I had some notes on my phone, and I also had my grocery list on the phone, so they were kind of meshed together. Anyway, I just wanted to, finish up on that, and also wanted to let you know of the gal that I had talked about, and I had posted about, when things happen. There are times that I have been contacted when things happen that, don't contact me, only for a resource here and there. But I remember not too long ago, there was someone who was struggling, and she had contacted me instead of a mental health provider or a 911. And I just wanted to let you all know that I know I gave an update a while ago, but this is another update. So she has taken quite a few steps, and they have all been forward at this point. And she's doing very, very, very well, and has gotten out of the circumstances that were her circumstances for many, many, many years. And she's doing very well. And I just wanted to let you all know that, and let her know that I am thinking of her, and thank her for letting me know so that I could put it out there. This is a grief group, and a lot of it is loss, and the loss is not always death. Loss can be trauma by domestic violence, trauma, obviously through loss, but loss of jobs, loss of, and I know I'm repeating myself, but there's a lot going on out there in this world right now, and people are grieving and suffering many, many, many things. So if you have anything that you'd like me to talk about, or again, I lost my train of thought because now my phone, I'm wondering why I don't have those notes, but neither here nor there. So having said all this, and maybe a mumbo jumbo to some of you, but I think a lot of you get the point I'm trying to get across. I think I'm still a little rusty from being away. Get back at it. And I lost my glasses, fell in between the deck, and my good glasses, so I can't seem to grab them. So I've got my Harry Potters on, and that's not good either. But anyway, enough of that. It's been 10 minutes, and I've talked your ear off. But reach out, and always remember, if you have an issue that requires attention, think twice before you contact someone other than me. Contact me, but remember the 911 is the most important. Um, I'm still getting those types of situations that not generally 911, but reach out to a mental health provider. And um, I have all kinds of resources that I can provide you with, but I am not that person for when things go, they take a dive. So remember that. And that's it. I will talk soon, and love to all. Take